And welcome back, everyone. It's Death Battle Reaction Day. Megatron versus them. Sorry, I almost promised impressions. It's Lord Frieza versus Megatron. Yeah. Yes, sorry. Yes. Wonderful. Yes. I loved Beast Wars as a kid. And I grew up with Dragon Ball too, so it all comes together. So I had my prediction last week. That got a lot of hits. Apparently a lot of people had thoughts on this particular versus. I was surprised. I looked, I'm like, I'm over 1,000 hits. What? It's just my opinion or whatever. I'm not going to complain. Again, going into this fight, this is going to be interesting how they're going to handle it. Because a lot of people, when I was looking through the comments of the prediction video, a lot of people were basically arguing that, yeah, he's higher. He beat a guy who was a personification of death, or a concept of death. He is now like a 10th dimensional being, something like that. Well, and I'm reading those, I'm like, okay, hold. First of all, if they were starting out with the 10th dimensional thing, then I would agree. Frieza would stand no chance. But A, they're not going to start with the 10th dimensional form he takes. B, I don't know for 100%, but there was probably extra circumstances to gain that form. C, the Dragon Ball characters have also beaten concepts of, reality. Goku has literally beaten time freezing before. So those arguments I don't think hold as much water as a lot of the Transformers fans kind of give it. But I'm not saying Frieza is guaranteed to win. Now, my money is still on Frieza. But looking into what Megatron ultimately ended up accomplishing and doing all that, I'm like, this gets a little trickier now. All right, but let's enough of this witness. I'll wash my hands of this witness. Let's do this.
Frieza, the Dread Emperor from Dragon Ball,
Lord Frieza,
and Megatron, the Decepticon commander from Transformers. When these two dictators collide, the cosmos will tremble. He's Wiz and I'm Boomstick, and it's our job to analyze their weapons, armor, and skills to find out
how far they're going to go with Frieza. I assume they're gonna. Oh God! Are we going 3D for this fight?
Deep in the bowels of outer space,
I'm looking forward to that.
A monster so cruel,
already watched
so
this
callous,
part, at least the first 3 minutes when they gave their
that the universe itself trembles at his approach.
Yeah, I'm interested to see how far we're gonna go into Megatron.
Oh, he's adorable with the
horns and if they're gonna go as far as he wants becoming a 10th dimensional being, but say that he couldn't access that from here.
Oh,
which I think would be hypocritical because they gave Raven access to the ultimate form.
Frieza's diminutive stature and faux gentility were intentionally deceptive
so
and rooted
I would call
in a
a little
surprising
bullshit
place.
on that.
In response to the Japanese economic bubble at the time,
Raven won that
Frieza's design was meant to evoke real estate speculators.
That's right.
Akira Toriyama has described such speculators as
Frieza,
the worst
bubble,
sort
and
of
Land
people.
Shark was the worst person I ever made. I made him the number one Land Shark in the universe.
Is more than meets the eye. Oh wait, shit, that's later. Much is unknown about Frieza's alien race and heritage, only that he and his father were born as mutants with abnormally high power levels.
Frost Demon is
like how the doc said, my blood alcohol level was 0.8 straight out.
We actually don't know what the race is
crazy strong that unlike most Dragon Ball characters who transform to get stronger,
like they said,
Frieza transforms to
Frieza
get
and his
weaker,
family are actually
so he doesn't accidentally nuke a planet, only intentionally. With his father's empire and army at his beck and call, Frieza would cross the universe, conquering worlds one by one and selling them to the highest bidder, just like real estate speculators. And if anyone objected, he'd just kill them, their entire family, and everyone they ever knew. Just like real estate speculators. While he usually lets his weird multicolored alien grunts do his dirty work for him, Frieza's not afraid to throw down himself, especially if some spiky-haired space monkeys start getting too uppity for their own good. Frieza's strength comes from his innate understanding and manipulation of his own ki, or life energy, which he can use to enhance his physicality or manifest into projectile attacks. Like his classic Death Beam, Death Bow, Death Wave, Death Cannon, Death Saucers. Yeah, I'm sensing a theme here. Frieza can move mountains with his mind, fire laser beams from his eyes, create ki chi force fields, and he even learned to sense the ki of others through sheer observation alone. He's fast enough to keep up with Goku's ki attacks, which, scaled to the ki he absorbed for a spirit bomb against Kid Buu, could move across the universe in less than a minute.
Okay, wait.
That would be over 17
But that
quadrillion
Super Saiyan
times
Blue
the
is
speed
far
of light.
faster than that.
And he's gotten even stronger and
Scaling
faster
to
since then.
that?
You know you're a badass when
Okay,
you can
that's-
stroll
I don't
into
like that.
Planet Vegeta, a planet filled with people whose only
They-
higher
especially on
aspirations
Deathbattle,
involve
they
murder
do not
and hair
give
gel,
Dragon Ball,
and
I
talk
think, the
shit like
proper
you own the
scaling.
place. And he got
I
so
really don't
paranoid
think they
about
do.
one of them getting
Them and
strong
Ble-
enough to kick
Dragon
his
Ball and
ass
Bleach,
that he blew
both
up the
of them,
friggin'
I
planet.
don't think get proper
Considering
scaling
Planet
until a
Vegeta
lot of
has
time.
10 times the gravity of Earth, this would mean it likely has 10 times the mass and 100 times the energy required to overcome its gravitational binding energy and destroy it. That's over 5.3 yotatons of TNT.
And that was in his weakest form.
Yep.
Too bad he kind of missed a spot. Or
Yeah.
several, because a bunch of Saiyans survived to fight another
Never
day.
with hair is
Space
weird.
genocide just ain't what it used to be.
This would come back to bite him when he
between
was
you and the
finally
Megatron,
forced to
I'm gonna
confront
use
the
my touch of
Earthbound Saiyan Kakarot, and accidentally ended up being the reason he turned into the legendary
You're gonna be my
Super
therapy.
Saiyan.
Like the albino dildo he is, Frieza has survived being pounded by Broly for over an hour straight, crushed by Goku's spirit bomb,
Yep.
and then split in half,
And
consumed
survived.
by an exploding planet, and left to float in the vacuum of space.
Yeah.
He can survive without the vast majority of his body, though unlike other Dragon Ball villains,
Cannot
he
regenerate.
can't heal on his own.
It didn't help him that much after he got his ass sent to hell, but because of that dragon in his balls, he was back at it again.
And
There
with
you go.
just 4 months worth of training, the first time he'd ever trained in his entire
Yeah.
life, Frieza was able to achieve a new transformation capable of
Golden
surpassing
Frieza.
the
Now.
Super Saiyan, Golden Frieza.
That's a level of laziness
wondering
I
if we're gonna
aspire
get
to,
Frieza
Wiz.
Black.
DeviantArt Frieza here lets him keep up with Super
Because
Saiyan
again, we
Blue
still
Goku
haven't seen
and
it
Vegeta.
fully
A
displayed, but we
significantly
know it's pretty
weaker
much
Super
one
Saiyan
shot.
God
Frieza
Goku
get
could
tired.
blow up the whole of Universe 7 in a punch clash with the God of Destruction, Beerus. And the shockwaves of their punches were able to reach the edges of existence in only a few seconds. Over 270 quadrillion times the speed of light.
Yeah.
And that is before so many years of power-ups and training between then and
Yep.
now.
Totally crazy, but
Here we go.
compared to his newest and greatest form.
A transformation capable of surpassing Goku's Ultra Instinct and Vegeta's Ultra Ego, their peaks
same
at this
time.
point. A transformation even stronger than Gas, who was wished to be the strongest
His
in the
word.
universe.
He literally said F you to the Dragon Balls. This is Black Frieza.
The all-seeing Oracle Fish had prophesied the coming of the universe's strongest, and perhaps he was talking about Frieza all along.
There we go.
Give us another prediction. Oh, Wiz, I think you're gonna die. No, for some godforsaken reason, he didn't use his newfound power to kill those pesky
Yeah, he's like, yeah, this
Saiyans.
boy
They were
just
right
doesn't
there,
care.
you moron.
In fact, he once committed the archvillain's greatest sin and teamed up
Yeah,
with them
oh,
to
man,
save their
still.
universe and beat Jiren.
That
a being comparable
arc
to the
had
gods
so many
of
problems,
destruction.
but the
Because
good moments
no one's
shone
allowed
so
to
bright.
destroy
And
the
that
universe
final
but
fight
him.
was
And that's a promise he
most
means
hyped
to
thing
keep.
you ever had.
This almighty emperor will continue to rule
This
the
is
universe
interesting,
with
though.
an iron
They
grip
really
and a
didn't give
heart
any
of
feet.
ice.
Like what's scaling to Goku, Ultra Instinct Goku,
This
and
episode of Deathbattle is sponsored by NordVPN.
they didn't really give any sort of feat scaling for clapping Ultra Ego and Vegeta and Ultra Instinct Goku at the same time. That I think is possibly very telling. I think because that might be like, oh yeah, that might be when if and when he beats Megatron and be like, but do you remember him beating Ultra Instinct Vegeta and Goku? Well, we scaled Vegeta to this, thanks to this and this and this. That means Frieza must be this much more times powerful than those two. All right, now, geez, that was going on.
Hero, or you live long enough to see yourself become the villain.
Or you live even longer and become an 80s toy commercial. This is Megatron.
In
Our
Cybertron's
primary source
ancient
is UN's
past, the planet was
presented by
ruled by the
1980s cartoon
Functionist
comics and
religious
ID
order,
and ID
which decreed that
IW,
Transformers'
IDW
natural-born
comics.
alternate mode
where
determined
the
their
whole
role and status in
weird shit
society,
happened.
rather than letting them choose for themselves. Born into this repressive caste system, Megatron of Tarn dreamed of
Megatron
something more.
Oh
So
God,
this
of
giant
Tarn.
Hasbro toy robot, only $5.99 at your nearest Rite Aid, wrote a manifesto on peaceful dissent that got popular with the oppressed Cybertronian
what you
working
might call
class.
a
So
thinker.
much so, in fact, that the Senate tried to have him assassinated. Whoa, politics alert.
After surviving that brush with death, Megatron was convinced that peace could never be an option.
Well,
the only
I mean,
path left to overthrow the crippling social order
what would you
was
do in
violent
Megatron's
revolution.
shoes?
So
I mean, some
were
guy
the
literally just
Autobots
tried to
originally
kill
the
you.
bad guys here? Optimus Prime, more like
Optimus
Optimus Crime. Never say that Megatron wasn't committed. The Civil War he started between the two groups lasted 9 million fucking years.
Yeah.
And again, remember,
I mean, yeah, way
toy
more
robots.
combat
He was
experience
aided
than
in his war
Frieza,
efforts by his
100%.
immensely powerful fusion cannon, a giant laser bazooka that can hit targets from 12 miles away and level a small town in a single shot.
Good for him.
These projectiles are so fast, they're
I
able
mean,
to
it's nothing
exit the
compared to
atmosphere
Frieza
from
right
ground
now, but
level
still,
after
that's
only a single
effective.
second. By scaling the distance of the Earth using the angle of this shot, the fusion cannon's projectile must be moving over 4,200 times the speed of sound.
Yeah,
But
again,
like
still
me,
not
the fusion
comparable to
cannon needs a
Frieza.
little time to recharge between shots. So
Yeah.
Megatron's got some tools to keep the job going. He can close the distance with his Energon mace and block blows
that's
with his
extra pure
Energon
energy.
shield. It helps that Megs literally fought as a gladiator before his stunt as a revolutionary.
Megatron can fire lasers from his eyes and
Laser.
arms, launch buzzsaws strong enough to slice through solid rock,
There you go.
fly through the air, and open up a force field known as a panic bubble.
Now, it might seem like a huge flaw that it lets enemy combatants inside, but that's only until you realize it won't let them back out again. That's when the panic part
Interesting.
comes in. Megatron's not trapped in there with you. You're trapped in there with him.
Megatron's Cybertronian body is
Just
strong
Frieza
enough
right
to
now,
match
he's
the
promoted
Autobot
saying
leader
just
Optimus
beat
Prime,
all the
who can
hell out of
toss
it.
around oil
Okay,
tankers
how'd I
weighing
get out of
hundreds
the
of
thing?
thousands of tons. And Megatron's metallic hide was tough enough to survive an explosion so massive, it launched the entire planet of Cybertron through space.
Okay, that's
By
a good
taking a
feat.
look at
That's a
Cybertron's
solid
mass
feat.
and how fast it was sent flying to get its overall kinetic energy, Megatron must have survived a blast equal to nearly 4.5 ninotons of TNT,
Ninotons.
enough to annihilate a small star. He can even keep up with
obviously Frieza's
Decepticons like
still passive,
Starscream,
that's a
who
good
can
feat.
fly across the galaxy from Earth to Cybertron at hundreds of thousands of times the speed of light.
And he wouldn't be a transformer without being able to transform into various vehicles.
Got a gun,
tank, a
Cybertronian
stealth bomber
tank,
jet,
stealth bomber jet.
And a gun! Just a gun. Walter B-38, in fact. I'm sorry, Wiz. I know he's this tragic revolutionary corrupted by the cycle of violence or whatever, but that is the funniest shit I have ever seen.
got it.
What does
He's
he
a
have,
gun.
like his Deceptive buddies point him at people and fire?
Sometimes
Basically.
he can fire himself too.
Oh my god. That looks even sillier.
You may
Yeah.
be laughing, but Megatron is no joke.
Yeah.
By utilizing space bridge teleportation
Okay, here we
technology, Megatron can establish a remote link up to a nearby black hole and teleport the antimatter it produces to his location.
Through his eyeballs.
Should matter and antimatter meet, they will be mutually annihilated.
Yeah, basically,
in a
it's
brilliant
kinda
release of energy
Hakai-
defined by
oh.
E equals MC squared. It doesn't
It's
matter
like
how
Hakai,
durable
but
the matter
Frieza
is,
resisted
it will
Hakai.
be destroyed at
That
the
could be brought up.
subatomic level.
As Megatron's war for control of Cybertron dragged on, all of his highfalutin ideals started to fall to the wayside.
In essence, there used to be a point to the war.
Yeah.
Now, war was the point. His only goal left was to rule Cybertron with a
Kind of
literal
like the old Captain
iron
America. Why are you
fist.
why are we
That's
fighting?
where
Yeah, why are we
Megatron's
fighting?
greatest weapon came into play, his mind. The dude is a strategic and tactical genius who's always thinking 10 steps ahead.
He's fought powerful Transformers like Grimlock, Predaking, and the Decepticon, a being with the power of an entire evil universe behind it.
He and
Alright.
Optimus have even fought
But
Nova
again,
Prime
Frieza's
and Regenesis
multi-universe, so
Shockwave,
still.
both of whom could utilize the energy of that same universe.
Megatron once sealed himself inside an Omniglobe and commanded 1,000 real-life battles at once, funneling every iota of relevant information into his brain at the same time.
Alright.
The sheer deluge of data would be incomprehensible for anyone without that supercomputer brain.
But all
Yeah,
that
pretty
robot
much.
ass kicking ended up as a draw, and the only true loser was Cybertron.
Yeah.
With the planet in
So, I mean,
ruins
he's
and its
smarter and got
civilization
more experience than
extinguished,
Frieza,
the
and he-
Cybertronian golden age was long over. And the vanguard of its destruction was Megatron.
Who's now a crusty Saturday morning cartoon villain
Yeah.
with a voice that sounds like he smokes 40 packs a day and a hate boner for his boneheaded second in command, Starscream.
After countless millennia of a humiliating stalemate with his Boy Scout rival, Megatron's
Alright.
brilliant mind finally turned inward. He remembered that his early writings advocated for peaceful conversion and free thought instead of domination.
It took you 9 million years to remember why you started fighting in the first place.
Frieza cooperated after
lost in the cloud.
In what was possibly his most surprising tactical move yet, Megatron saved the universe from annihilation as an Autobot.
What?
He realized that after millions of years of indefinite war, the ideals that he fought for, freedom, justice, equality, had switched sides, and Megatron had to as well.
Turns out there was more to this supervillain than met the eye, because true to his nature, Megatron transformed.
Okay, so
this episode of
we now have our I got a couple minutes. We've got what they've shown. Now, unfortunately, for a lot of the Megatron people, they did not talk about becoming a 10th dimensional being or beating a concept of death and shockwave, whatever. Based on what we got shown here, I'm going on Team Frieza all the way. Team Frieza is a multiverse level threat. Especially when he's one-shotting Ultra Ego Vegeta, who they have stats for, or at least they've created stats for. He does have the shield bubble, or ceiling shield, panic bubble, and he does have the antimatter eyes. And he's a far better strategist and tactician than Frieza is. But, like I said, I have a feeling the antimatter is not going to work because it functions very similar to Hakai, which Frieza resisted. So, yeah, and Ki can, offset other abilities like that. So, at least from what they showed and implied a few things, I will be going Frieza in this fight.
All right, the combatants are set.
But let's find out who's going to win this.
It's time for a death battle!
Yeah. All right, let's see this. Let's do this. Now we are getting it is CGI Cybertron. Of course, Frieza's gonna try to take Cybertron. Of course, that's how it go. I already love this. I never noticed the smaller ones.
Greetings, noble warrior of planet Cyber whatever. I, Lord Frieza, claim this world as my own. Cheer for me or face annihilation.
I have fought for my planet for eons. I would rather see it turn to ash than reside in your filthy hands, organic scum.
Oh, I love it when they monologue back.
I love it when they monologue back. Woohoo! Frieza's like, huh. Oh, that was interesting.
Pity. I'll have to construct a new mothership from your corpse.
And then, whoopsie. Frieza's way faster.
What's wrong? Is that clunky robot body too slow to keep up?
My wits and more than suffice, you blithering.
Oh, he's in stuck in it. Oh, this looks great, by the way. This looks fantastic. Oh, he's in that. Oh, well. He's like, nope, no 51 liner there. Multiple death beams. Notice it's not looking good for Megatron right now. He's putting a lot more effort than Frieza is. Hello, goodbye. Hello, bitch. Bye, bitch. And there goes Cybertron. Hey, man. Oh, no, it's not dead yet. I mean, Cybertron is pretty durable.
Where did he go? Huh?
Tank. Oh, doing the Goku Kamehameha move. Homage it, bitch. That, of course, goes golden. Ooh, okay. That looks good. That's clean. Especially, I mean, with it, as clean as that could look, that looks great. That looks freaking great. Granted, I never loved it. Yeah. Basically, you get the golden death bomb now. It works. Okay, now Megatron's gonna access, I'm guessing, Universe Stars of Power. Laughing death. Oh, he's summoning the flower of a black hole, I think. Oh, all right. That's an oh shit moment right there. Well, there goes Cybertron. Wow, it's still standing.
Well, doesn't this just always happen? I give it 5 minutes.
My planet!
Yep, no, mine wins. Frieza White Nose. Way beyond. Oh, there comes the black holes.
Behold the mighty Lord Frieza, ruler of a dying planet. My planet. Where is your army? Where is your ship? So powerful, and yet you will wander the depths of space for eternity. All because of me! What a...
You despicable cretinous worm! I'll torture you until your screams can be heard in the vacuum of space!
Can he resist that or not?
Die a fool's death!
Nope, Frieza ain't dead yet. Yeah! There it is!
You will die by my hand!
There's my boy! Yeah! But, I mean, the antimatter thing still works. So,
Cybertronians must kill them all.
Wrong again!
That was
Frieza.
nice.
It was actually 1 minute and 10 seconds. Idiot.
Megatron's ruthless resilience may have netted him a win in some scenarios, but Frieza's overwhelming power gave him a clear edge.
Megatron's ace in the hole was his antimatter, which would have annihilated Frieza's ass no matter how tough it was.
And that was a real possibility. Megatron is a master tactician and manipulator with millions of years of combat experience. Frieza, on the other hand, has always relied on his raw power and intimidation to win fights.
When things don't go his way, he has a tendency to freak out.
However, Frieza has survived getting most of his body obliterated.
Additional G1 material, it's much faster
meant the antimatter wasn't a surefire win. It would have to completely cover Frieza's whole body before he could react, and Frieza was way too fast for that.
While Megatron scaled to characters who could cross galaxies, Frieza has kept up with Goku, who should be at least trillions of times
Shockwave may have grown
and
to
on his smaller size and key force fields, Frieza had more than enough ways to avoid, defend, or survive the antimatter.
So Megatron's only option was power. While Megatron has survived planet-busting explosions and even fought with a being that had the energy of a universe behind it, Golden Frieza was just too much for him, considering he certainly surpassed Goku and Beerus' Punch Clash. Since Universe 7 as a whole should be over 13 times larger than our own universe, Frieza's super forms would far exceed Megatron's own power.
And that feat happened at the beginning of Dragon Ball Super. Goku has gotten leagues stronger since then, and Black Frieza is currently beyond him. There was just no way Megatron was strong enough to keep up.
Megatron was a devious foe, but Frieza's power, speed, and sheer survivability allowed him to crush the Decepticon leader underfoot.
I guess you could say Megatron was cool, but Frieza was cooler.
The winner is Frieza.
Well, that was a good one. I like that one.
Thanks for watching. And hey, are you a Deathbattle member? We've got a ballot going on right now where members get to choose a matchup for the next season. So click that join button and jump into our Champions Discord.
Let's see what they got next time. What's going on here? Gojo versus the girl from Chainsaw Man, Makima. Okay. That's it. I am not a big jujitsu. I know a little bit about Jujutsu Kaisen. I know a little bit about it to talk about it, but I'll definitely have to go back in and look up Gojo in a little bit. And I have a passing knowledge of Chainsaw Man, so I'm definitely gonna have to look into that. But that was the Deathbattle. That was a good one, I thought. I like that quite a bit. What did you think of it? Let me know in the comments below. But thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed. Hey, I got another one, by the way. I am rolling right now this season. I've still got a couple wrong. This is the best I've done all season predictions. Anyway, thanks for watching. See you next time.